difficult than, let's say, Navy SEALs training, BUDS, or Army Rangers training? I doubt much. But there is nothing more easier than to quit. The only thing for me, a former Ranger, to do for quitting the Ranger School is just signing the paper for quitting the training. That's all you have to do, actually. But how do the few who make it through do it? Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and most welcome guest, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Today, I'd like to talk about this strategy that I used during the training. And recently, I read a few books about Navy SEALs. This is one of them. And I find out, and surprisingly, I found out we both took the same strategy for passing this training. That is to focus on making it to the next meal. Because we didn't know if we can make it through all the training, we didn't know if we can make it to the next week, we didn't even know if we can make it to the day. Of course, we didn't know if we can make it to the next meal, but it did seem possible, right? Army did a great job feeding their soldiers. They won't kill you. They just try to make you wish if you were dead. And they also did a very good job of that. So in the morning, we try to focus to make it to the breakfast. If it were after breakfast, we struggled through to lunch. If it was afternoon, we fought our way to dinner. And that's the secret. It turns out not to be a secret at all, because instructors actually told us this and gave us advice on how to survive. But still few made it through. It turns out a very valuable lesson that I learned, actually not from Ranger School. I learned this through my second attempt trying to pass my airborne training. Focused on making it to the next meal helped us to focus on finishing what we were asked to do in the very moment. We didn't plan for the next week, we didn't plan for the next day, we just focused on the now. Because it would take too much energy that if you try to think of things to happen next week or even the next day, the energy the energy you take in the very moment wouldn't be enough to just pass it to the next meal. So focus on the very moment was the strategy that I took. But finishing on what we asked to do also means we have to keep doing what we are told to do. So we have to focus on putting our one foot in front of another. We focused on keeping our breath, our focused on holding our breath, our focused on swimming, our focused on survival. At the end of the day, focus is what pushes us through. And I would say it always struck me because every time I thought back when I was during the training, I didn't think much. When there's go time, or when the shooting starts, as we call it, you don't think, you do. You don't think anything else, because everything else, even planning for the future, would be a distraction, or it might get you, not get you killed, but get you close to death, or you might fail after that. When we try to write our story, far too often we begin by writing the ending. In our dreams, we work up to the ending what we want to become eventually, that we weren't focused enough to become what we must become at the very moment. And if in the middle of the story the story became difficult. The situation is unpredictable, and obstacles comes out of nowhere, and impossible situations develop that need to be overcome. And guess what happens? We fail, we give up, we sign those papers, or for Navy SEALs, we ring the bells. We didn't make it through. So to finish what we have to do, to finish all those training, the main point is to focus on now. To focus on what you have to accomplish now, not next day, not tomorrow, not even next week. You have to let go of the thought that what would it might be to be a ranger in the future. You have to let go of the thought that how do you going to tell the stories after the training. You have to let go all of that, because if you don't do that, you can't let go of the recognition. All you want is the recognition, not the process. You want is the reward, not the becoming. And that's how people fail through Navy SEALs bus or Army Ranger schools. So today, I like to say, don't let what you want to become stands in the way to who you needed to become. Which is better, earning the title of Ranger or Navy SEALs, or be the one of the few who pushed through the training and be one of the few who made it through. Thank you.